if you want to build lightning application. Now if you want to create any visual force page, how will you create? If you want to create any visual force page, how will you create? Apex colon page. Every visual force page will start and end with apex page. Similarly, every lightning application will start and end with lightning Ura application. Your visual force page will start with the apex page, end with the apex page. Similarly, every lightning application will start and end with the Ura application. Now, under the namespace of apex, we got a page block, form, page block table, input. Lot of components are there. 50 frequently used components are there. Similarly, there are some predefined components defined under the namespace of Ura. Under the namespace of Ura, there are some predefined components which are designed, which we are going to use to build these applications. How we are using apex colon? Similarly, in the lightning also, they have given few predefined components using Ura framework. So using that Ura framework, we'll be using the components. Right. So what was that? Ura application. What was this Ura application? First let us take lightning application. It is a collection of components. It is a collection of components. What is your classic application? Generally, in a classic application, what we say? Application is a collection of tabs. It is a declarative. But lightning also, application is what? Collection of tabs. But when you are building programmatically, it is called lightning page. When you are building programmatically, it is called lightning page. SPA, single page application. What you are trying to build using a application? What you are trying to build using an application? Single page application. What you are trying to build? Single page application. Ura application is the component which is used to build single page application. Here, single page application is nothing but a page. Page is nothing but an application. So we can call it as a application. We can call it as a page. So lightning application. It is a collection of components. Every lightning application will start and end with Ura application. This is also called as SPA. Now, if you are creating a visual force page, what is the extension we are having? VFP, visual force page. Similarly, lightning applications will have .app. All the lightning applications will have .app. Now, how the visual force pages are given? .vfp. If you go to the lightning, all the lightning applications will end with extension of .app. People are good with this. Now, if you want to open visual force page, how will you open, boss? HTTPS, your domain name like server name, salesforce.com/apex/page. This is the general URL for calling any visual force page. Am I right? In the program, if you want to give a URL for a page, how are you giving? Salesforce.com/apex/page name you are giving. Same concept. If you are going for a lightning, if you want to open a lightning application, what is the URL? your domain name slash namespace slash page name. So how the lightning pages are invoked? How the lightning pages are invoked? URL of the lightning application. Domain name slash C namespace slash this. If it is a Visualforce, salesforce.com slash apex slash page name. If it is a lightning application, your domain name slash namespace slash application name dot app. If you don't define a namespace, what is the default namespace? C. So what is your domain name? Domain name slash C slash application name dot app. Look at the URL now. What was that? Your domain name slash C domain name slash C slash demo dot app. I hope you are good with this. So lightning applications are used with this component. Okay. This is the basic. The next we have attributes. Steps to create. How do you create? Developer console. It's your choice how you open a developer console from a classic or a lightning, wherever you want. Developer console, file, new, lightning application. The moment you say lightning application, it will ask you name of new lightning application, name of the application, and we have one checkbox, create out dependency app. If you enable the checkbox, we can use this lightning application outside the lightning. That means you want to use this page within a Visualforce, you want to use this page within a JSP JavaScript, you want to use this page within a .NET. Outside the lightning, if you want to use this application, you want to join this application outside the lightning, then I will check this checkbox. Right now we are at the basic, we don't need this, we are not going to embed this anywhere, we are going to work with the lightning only. But what is the purpose of that? In case if you want to embed this lightning application outside the Salesforce or outside the lightning, we will use that dependency. What is the structure we got here now? We are going for this. Enter application name. When you create, we are going to get this. If you look at this, we are getting two elements here. One is a component bundle, other one is application. So basically what we are taking, application. Now this is called application bundle. It is called application bundle. Application bundle means application along with the controller, helper, style, documentation, renderer, SVG. All together, this application, for this application, corresponding controller, for this application, corresponding helper, for this application, style, for this application, documentation, renderer, SVG. All these elements together is called application bundle. When somebody say application bundle, it is nothing but application with the corresponding controller, helper, style, documentation, renderer, SVG. All. every application is a bundle only. Every application is a bundle only. By default, it's a bundle. Right, boss? Every application by default it is a bundle. In the bundle, what will be there? Application, controller, helper, style, documentation, renderer, SVG. I hope you are good with this. Now, let us go back to this. Okay, you have created this. Now, we are creating message. How do you execute it? In the right side panel, we have a preview. When I click on this preview, Lightning application will be executed. Now, if you look at the Lightning, they give empty white page asking you to design whatever you want. That is the biggest drawback of Lightning, which people call advantage. Now, as a core developer, if you want me to apply more CSS, I reject to use it. As a core developer, we ask you to put so much of CSS, so much of your JavaScript. I will be reluctant to use it. This is one of the reason why adoption was very slow. But now they enhance this with the Lightning colon, so they are making better UI now. They are reducing the complexity of putting CSS and JavaScript. That is how the adoption started. Initially, people reluctant to use this because of this reason only. Now, how many of you have used CSS in the Visual Force pages, boss? Except the background color and color. At max, you might have used width, height, background color. Apart from this, how many of you have used CSS really? Right? That's the same style. How many of you have created a table using a repeat? We never use. Why? Repeat. If you use repeat, we need to apply our own CSS. Page block table is very good. Simply, if they ask you to create a repeat, mode equal to main detail, standard structure will come. Right? Because the adoption is, if you are asked to apply more CSS, the core developers will be reluctant. Web developers like it. That is how initially more PHP people are converted into this. They enjoyed the initial Lightning phase. Now they will be out. Now the core Lightning Salesforce format coming back again. This core PHP developers will be out again, and will be Salesforce developer will be taking charge of this development. They're getting everything fixed to the back. Okay. Now let us go back. So I should not say drawback. What is the advantage now? So they have given a clear picture. Now you can design whatever you want. Okay, as per your style. Now this is a application. How do you run it? Click on update preview. Okay. Now when you are creating this, we need to understand the attributes. When you go to Apex page, we had attribute standard controller, record set var, renderer, re-render. Okay, all these attributes are there. Similarly, in the Euro application also, we have some attributes. What are those attributes? How they can be used? Let us see one by one. Euro application attributes. First one is access. What is the purpose of this access? When you are defining a class, you will define as a public, a global. What do you mean by a public? It can be used within the application, global within the application and outside the application. Same story in the Lightning. If you define application as a public, you can use only within the namespace. If I use it as a global, it can be used within the namespace and outside the namespace. Access. This will specify where we can use this application. Can I use this application anywhere in the namespace? Outside the namespace? What is the scope of this? Public, global, private, protected in the class. Same way, we have public and global in the Lightning application. So what was the first element here? Attributes. This will specify scope of the application. Possible values are public, if we define the scope, this application can be extended anywhere within the namespace. Default value is public, global. If we define access as global, this application can be extended within the namespace and outside the namespace. Default access is public. So next attribute, what is the controller? Controller is nothing but Apex class. This will specify the name of the Apex class which we want to use. How many Apex classes we can use? We can refer only one Apex class as controller. We can define only one Apex class as controller. Now, backend logic also defined using what? Apex only. That is Apex with Visualforce. This is Apex with Lightning. But the backend logic is same. Next, description. This is a string. Define the description about the application. Now, next one we had extends. If this application want to extend any other application, if the application want to extend any other application, we'll use extends. Extends, extensible, implements. Let us see one by one property. This will specify the name of the Apex class, name of the application which you want to extend, name of the external application, which you want to extend within this application. Then we can only extend one application. Syntax extends namespace : then we have extensible. Now, can this application be extended by somebody? Extend means you are extending other application. Can I extend this application? Is it available for extension? Now, in the Apex programming, if you remember, we have virtual keyword. Which class can be inherited? Only those Apex classes which are defined as a virtual, they can be inherited by another. Similarly, only those applications whose extensible is true, only those applications can be extended by other application. Extensible, this is a Boolean value. this will, when set as true, this application can be extended set as false. Right. Next we have implements. What was that implements? This will specify the name of the interfaces which you want to implement. In the application, all the interfaces which you want to which you want to use in this application, that we define as implements. We can define application can implement more than one interface. Now interfaces will play a key role in the Lightning. Interfaces will play a key role. Based on the interface only, I can use this as a button. Based on the interface only, I can use this like a global action. Based on the interface only, I can use this as a tab. So Lightning component used as a app, Lightning component used as a tab, Lightning component used as a global action, Lightning component used as a button, Lightning component used as a LDS, Lightning Data Service. That is based on interfaces what we are implementing. So interfaces have a major role to play in the Lightning, right, boss? Then template. What was the template? In case if you want to use any one of the template, like we have a bootstrap templates are fixed. If any one of the existing template I want to use, then I can create them as what? Template. So if you want to use any one of the template, name of the template, use it, okay, for creating a fixed template. If you want to create any fixed template and reuse it, I will go for template format. Then tokens. What was this token? Let us see. If you open the Salesforce document, everywhere the font size is same, right? Everywhere syntax, the font size is this. Description, the font size is this, right? Now how they are maintaining the same font sizes and colors? They define tokens. They define a token. What is the token? Token heading, token subheading, token so and so. Now for the CSS, they don't say background color is so and so, color is so and so. They simply say heading, simply say subheading, simply say italic. Now what happened? Instead of defining the CSS for every element, define some elements first. Heading, CSS, font size 16, color so and so, background so and so, height so and so, subheading, font size so and so. They define token. Now wherever we are defining, simply say this is information, CSS heading. This is information, CSS subtitle. Automatically what happened? Same styles will be applied in the application. You want to maintain the uniqueness, you want to maintain the similarity between all the pages in terms of look and feel, we'll use tokens. Okay, that's also a advanced topic, we'll be learning it. Use app caching. Now it's already deprecated, it's no more in use. Okay, basically what was this? When you open a login page, login.salesforce.com, when you give your username, rest will be auto populated, right? What was that? Caching. Maintaining the caching. It's already deprecated, no more in use. So what are the two things we have? Template and now we have want to use. Right. We'll discuss much in detail when you go for these concepts. As of now, I hope you are good with this. Access, controller, description, extends, extensible, implement, template, token. Now, by default, body is referred as body. What is that body? Application body. Application body. In case if you want to apply any specific rules for a body, we will use an attribute called body. We will use an attribute called body. The body is a combination of components. The body is a combination of components. I hope you are good with this, right? So this is the first one what we have. What was that? Jira application. So how do you create this, boss? Example. Example 1. Jira application. This is how we created the basic application. Alright, boss? Create an application. So how do you create this? If you want to create this, Jira application. This is how we have created. Basic examples of application. Now, next one. What was this? Let us go to the next one. Somewhere I use Jira colon application, right? Where did I use Jira colon application? Somewhere. Basically, this is the issue. Okay. Now, this is the basic first component what we have created. Next element, Jira component. What is the second element we have? Jira component. So, Salesforce has given you a lot of predefined components. How you are building a Visual Force pages? In the same way we build Lightning components. Now, Lightning components. Lightning components are nothing but functional units of the Lightning application. They are the reusable entities. They are the functional units and they are the reusable entities. Now, whatever the functionality you want to build, they are built using Lightning components. Whatever the functionalities you want to build, they are built using Lightning component, and they are called reusable entities of the application. Now let us see this. All right. When I say component, let us look at the things carefully. When I say component, there will be two types of components. One is standard components. Second one is custom components. What is the standard components? Components which are created by the Salesforce. Even in the Visualforce, we have Apex page, page block table. All of them are standard components. Using those standard components, you are building whatever you want. If you want, you can also create custom components. Now, similarly, when you go to the components, in the Lightning also, there are two types of components: standard components and custom components. What are the standard components? Jura application, Jura component, Lightning input, Lightning output, Lightning button, UI button. All these are what? Predefined components. Then we also have some custom components which we are trying to build. So, what is the basic functionality of component? They are reusable entities of application. Once I create a component, I can use this component number of times. Simple example, page block table is there. How many times I can call the page block table in the VF page? Number of times. Once I call to display account data, again I call to display contact data, again I call to display opportunity. Why? They are reusable entities. Now that component has some functionality. If you want to use that functionality, I can call it number of times. That is the reason they are called reusable units of application. Components are reusable entities of application. What is the purpose of this component? They are going to create some functionality on the UI. That way create a table, that way create a button, that way create a link, that way create a tree, that way create a toggle, right? It is going to create some functionality on the UI. Reusable units of the application which will represent a part of the UI. Okay. Now components can be single line components, multiple line components. Components can display the output with a single line, multiple line. Input text, one. Page block table, a multiple. Right? Section header, multiple. Now we have a form which has a body. So what is that? Ranges from single line to entire application. It can build a single line. In the application, it can be a single line. Component can display one line, and you can build entire application also. Now, this component contain your Visualforce pages are there. In the Visualforce pages, what you can do? We can use a Visualforce page contain Apex page itself is a component. That component can contain what? Other components, other standard components, other custom components, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, whatever that is supported by the browser can be used in Apex page. Your Apex page, I'm just trying to compare with your Apex page as you're good with that. Your Apex page is what? One standard component. Apex page is a component. Within that component, what we have? Standard components, custom components. Okay, you have your HTML, table, TR we can use. We can apply CSS, we can apply JavaScript, we can apply Ajax, we can apply jQuery, we can apply AngularJS. Now, component can contain other components and the scripting elements which are supported by the browser. What are those scripting elements? Your HTML, CSS, JavaScript, jQuery, Angular, Backbone, okay, XYZ, plus some server side operations also can have. That's what it is. So what the component can contain? What the component can contain? HTML, CSS, JavaScript, or any other web enabled code, whatever that is supported by the web browser, that we can use. For what? For building complex or sophisticated UI. Basically the purpose of this is to build UI. Logics are anyhow written at the back end using Apex. I hope you are good with this. People are good. Am I good with this? Okay. Now let me give you Lightning components. What is it? It is a reusable unit. This will create scope of this component. Using component, we can build single line in the application or component can contain other components. Any other that are supported by components are classified standard component, custom component. So next we had standard component. These are the components. Example. Raw. You will not be finding an organizer nodes for Lightning anywhere. So copy the nodes from the account. Now let us go to the next custom components. Components created by the user as per business requirement. Now how do you create a component? Now this is how we are going to learn the component now. If you want to create your own component, then we are supposed to go with the URA component. So if you want to build any one of your custom component, then we have a component called URA component. What is that URA component? They are used to build user defined components. If you want to create any one of your user defined components, then we are supposed to use URA component. Okay, custom components as per your business requirement. Every custom component will start and end with URA component. Then we are supposed to understand what is this URA component. So if you are planning to design your own components, then we are supposed to go with a URA component. Every custom component will start and end with URA component. So how do you create? Steps to create a custom component. Steps to create. Then we have developer console, file, new lightning component. Listen to this. At the time of creating a component, file, new lightning component. First component. Then what we have? All these are interfaces. All these are interfaces. Based on the interface what you select, based on the checkbox what you select, corresponding interface will be implemented. So every checkbox has a meaning and every checkbox has corresponding interface. As per the functionality, we need to check the corresponding checkboxes. Okay, what is that? You want to create a tab, want to create a page, want to create a record page, communities page, quick action. Depends upon the functionality, we need to choose. When you choose this, corresponding interfaces will be implemented. Right now, I am creating blank. Okay, URA component. Now, when I create a URA component cannot run by itself. URA component cannot run by itself. Now you created a Visualforce page, boss. Very good. How do you execute it? You created a Visualforce page. Very good. But how does the customer execute? The customer type apex/page name. No, right? What we need? We need a user interface. Similarly, lightning component you have created. This will not run by itself. Either it should be called within an application, it should be called within a button, it should be called from a tab and XYZ interfaces. Lightning component alone will not run. Right. So when I created a URA component, every lightning component will end with a .cmp. Every lightning component will end with what? .cmp. Extension of this lightning component is a .cmp. And what we have is a component bundle, lightning component bundle. So what we have? Component, controller, helper, style, documentation, renderer, design, SVG. We have design also here. Their design is not there. You will be having design. Controller, helper, style, documentation, renderer, design, SVG. Controller, helper, style, documentation, renderer, design, SVG. I hope you are good. Okay. So, component name will have an extension of .cm. Then we have attributes. Most of the attributes are common. with application. Whatever you are finding with application, most of them are common. So whatever is not common, I'll just type it. Remaining, I'll just copy paste it. Now what we have? Access, controller, description, extends, extensible, implements, is the template. Then in the application we are using a template. You want to make this component as a template? Like see, when you take a website, header will be there, footer will be there. So it's a fixed one. I can create like a template and use it. So is template, template. So these are the common. Basic properties are what? Access, controller, description, extends, extensible, and implements. Right. Now I just copy paste the critical information. Slight changes will be there. I'll modify it because instead of rewriting everything, only the point is I have to previously I used a word called application. Now I have to use a word called template. That is the only difference. Scope of the component. Now this component can be extended within the namespace. There is a access. Can I use this component within the namespace or outside the namespace? Then we have controller. Name of the Apex class which you want to use in the component. Description about the component. Properties are same. Extend, this will specify name of the component which you want to extend. I hope these attributes are clear for everyone. These attributes are clear for everyone. The same old attributes. What is that? Access, controller, description, extend. Previously extend application, now extend component. Okay. Extensible. Can this component be extended in by another component or not? Implements name of the interfaces that the component want to implement. Is template. It is a Boolean value. When set as to this component right. This is how we got. Let me revise the properties once again quickly for your understanding. First we have access, scope of this component. When it's a public, this component can be used within the namespace, global within the namespace and outside the namespace. Controller, which Apex class you want to use in this component. Description about this component. Extends, if the component want to extend another component, we will use extend. Extensible, can this component be extended by another component or not? Implements, name of the interfaces that we want to implement within this component. Template, if you want to use any other predefined template. Is template, now I am defining this component as a template. Right? These are the properties of the custom component. I hope you are good. Okay. Now let us go to the next one. Here we are defining. I define a component. Once you define a component, how do you run this? If you define a component, how do you run this component? I told you component cannot be executed by itself. We are supposed to invoke this component using a tab or a button or a quick action or a application. So what I am doing, go to Lightning application, component application 1. Then how do you call this? How do you call this? We are supposed to call namespace colon component name. Namespace colon component name. We have to define namespace followed by component name. If you don't have any namespace, C colon component name. So have a preview. This is how we got name, phone, city. So if you want to call a component, within an application, we are supposed to define namespace colon component name. So let me give you this. Application or UI. So how do you call? If you want to execute if you want to invoke the component, namespace, what is the format we have? Namespace colon component. If there is no namespace, we have to invoke it using default namespace. So what is the default namespace? The default namespace is, you are supposed to give C colon this is how we are calling. So if you want to invoke a component within the application, namespace colon component name, or else C colon component name. C colon will be a default namespace for you. I hope everyone has followed this. Right. Let us do some example. You can access these nodes. I'll give the username password. You can access these nodes for your practice. Right, boss. This is how we have created this component, invoke this component. I hope you are good. Let us create a basic component, one example for understanding purpose. So create a component with the UI, product name, cost, create a component which will generate the following UI. Create a component which will generate the following UI and invoke it within the application. Create a component which will generate the following UI and invoke it within the application. Right. Basic Jira component. So we have created a component. How this component can be invoked? If you want to invoke the component, C colon invoke it. Now I'm making it small C. We are giving the basic information, right? Now next one. Can I call multiple components within the application? Now can I call a component within a component? Can I call a multiple applications within a component? Is the next part. So let us take a quick example of invoking a multiple components within an application. You are building an application. So our next concept is invoking a multiple components with an application. Quickly, you will see one more example to understand how to call multiple components. Now I'm giving a Lightning application. Now we don't have any attributes as of now, just created a component, that's all. We are just creating a component. I have a preview. We are invoking a multiple components within a component. Right, boss? Right? I hope you are good with this. So let us take some break and come back. We will continue with the creation of attributes for the component, how to pass the attributes in the component. Now we just seen creation of component. Next concept is going to be creation of attributes for the component, creation of attributes, how to pass the values for the component. Right. Let us take 10 minutes break and come back.